Hi, I'm Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Mostly Paper Crafts. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the new Scrapbook and Cards Today sampler for October 2021. I'll show you the contents of the sampler, and then I'm going to make a bunch of projects with it. Taking a look at the October 2021 SCT Sampler, we always get one of these cards that has a cute little quote on it and a matching acrylic word. So we have hello. And on the back, we can see everything that was included with this month's sampler. So we've got some stuff from American Crafts and some stuff from Fawn this month. So from American Crafts, we have a cute little greeting card with an envelope. I'll definitely be getting use out of that. And here are the embellishments from American Crafts. These are like crepe paper leaves with some stitching and some foam. We also have some epoxy stickers. These are nice and thick. There's a cute little birdie and a heart. I like this little mug. Maybe it's coffee. Hopefully it's tea. And then some stickers. So these are layered stickers. You can see there's some foam popping up some of these elements here, and there's also some gold foiling. So that's all of the embellishments from American Crafts. Now moving on to the paper. So we have a 4x6 sheet and a 4x4 sheet, and of course some 6x6s. These are so lovely and perfect for fall. My mind is just buzzing with ideas for how to use these beautiful papers. I really like this one here with the leaves. They're such bright, vibrant colors. And this last sheet has tags, so I'll probably be cutting those out to use on my projects. Last but not least are the Fawn products. So we have some watercolor wishes paper here. So some polka dots, and these are single-sided. A purple wash, polka dots, and a blue wash, polka dots, and a green wash. So lots of very pretty colors here. These look really great in backgrounds. These are going to look really nice on my cards. And finally, we got a Fawn mini stamp in here, and this is actually one that was not already in my collection. So I got lucky on that one. I feel like I have, 90%, maybe it's like 80% of all of the Fawn stamps in existence. So when I found out there was going to be a Fawn stamp, I was like, oh, is it going to be a duplicate? And if it was, no big deal. I could just give it away as a gift, but I actually don't have this one, and it's very cute. So I'm excited to use this. I like the idea of the dream with the feathers and the watercolor wishes paper. When I make these cards each month, I take it as a personal challenge to use as much of the sampler as possible and then as little additional materials as possible. Although I always add card bases and colored cardstock, white cardstock, that kind of thing. I also use a few dies. So these are Fawn stitched rectangle dies. I use these a lot. Since some of the elements were coffee or tea themed, I did use this Fawn stitched mug die as well. And there really weren't very many sentiments in this sampler, like basically none. So what I decided to do was use these word dies, which came in the Scrapbook and Cards Today card making event that I just did a few weeks ago. So these are from a couple of the classes, but we have hello, celebrate, friend, and thanks. And you're going to see these used over and over and over and over again because, like I said, there really weren't any sentiments included in the sampler because the sampler isn't made for card challenges. It's just what I have chosen to do with it. My first card has, I think, the only sentiment that was included in the sampler, a little me time, which makes a lot of sense in a scrapbook, but I think I need to add the word take here. So take a little me time. I really liked this teacup and the flowers. There's some nice gold foiling on those. I added a piece of textured pink cardstock in the background. This 4 square patterned paper you see here was part of the kit. I just put it on the diagonal, and I added some white stitching with a gel pen to give it kind of a quilted look. And this card ended up being a little bit larger than A2. I added a 1/4 inch border all the way around and cut a custom size card base for that because the stitch rectangle that I have is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I wanted a border there. So that was the first card I did, and I was pretty happy with how that came out. Here's another colorful card. This one combined a bunch of different pieces of the pattern paper from the kit, and the first time you're seeing this hello die cut here, I did put glossy accents over it to give it some dimension and some shine, and I also used some stickles to add some little shimmery dots there. Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle die. Again, I cut my pieces down so that there would be a nice border around, and used a little bit of foam tape there to pop up my hello. For my next hello card, this one uses the front of the card base that was included, but I decided I actually wanted to cut it in half because the other side of this had a yellow flower print, and I wanted to use that on a card, so I actually cut the card base apart and I put it onto an orange card base, added some paper strips and the hello sentiment. This is popped up on some foam to give it some dimension, but pretty clean and simple. Using the Celebrate die, I added some glossy accents here to give that a little bit of shine. We've got this lovely sticker here that is on foam as well. This one was pre-popped up on foam and foiled, which was really nice because it has some great shine and dimension, and all I had to do was stick it on there. I like to make small cards with these kits, especially with those 6x6 papers, so I only did one this month. This is the paper that I decided I really liked both sides of, and I just used a circle hole punch, a couple of different sizes to create my background here. I used hello and friend, another one of the foam foiled stickers, and some stickles to give it some shine. And I probably will add a little square of white cardstock on the inside to write my message. I really like these small cards. This next card features, I think, my favorite paper from the sampler. I really liked these vibrant fall leaves. These fall leaf stickers were included. They're crepe paper with some stitching and some foam. I used my hello die with some glossy accents again to give it some shine. It's popped up on some foam. Since these were popped up on foam, I thought it made sense to pop up the sentiment on foam as well. And we've got some more glittery stickles there. This is a mini slimline size, and I really like this for 6x6 paper because if you cut a piece in half, so this is 3x6, then you can get 2 mini slimline cards just by putting it on that size card base, and then you get a nice border all the way around. So I do have one more card that's that size, but this one is portrait instead of landscape. This is using the other fall leaf background. I really like this pattern paper here. So we've got a little paper strip, another one of those leaves, and there were only 3. If there were 10, I would have used all 10. The hello die again, and some gold stickles. You can see I'm using the same supplies over and over here. Like I said earlier, I really don't like to add too much more to the sampler. I like to challenge myself to use just what's in the kit. I just found out that SCT on their website does page maps, and I guess I knew that they did page maps for scrapbooking, but I didn't realize they also did sketches for cards. So I thought I would check those out, and I used a couple of the fall designs. I'll link to that in the description below, but I used some of the layout sketches for the next cards that you're going to see. So a thanks card using a sticker that was included. This is one of the enamel stickers. I wish that it stuck down a little bit better, but a couple more of the stickers. We've got some clear Nouveau drops up here. I added some faux stitching. We've got a couple of different paper pieces, and I did go around with a metallic marker to give that a gold border to match the gold liquid in the cup. So this design is from a sketch. Now, when I was making this card, I realized, oh yeah, I just had my engagement party and I have a bunch of thank you cards to send out. So I think the rest of the cards are all going to be thank you cards, and they're all going to be pretty similar. So I used another one of the sketches to create this card. I showed you this die a little bit ago. This is from Fawn. It's the Fawn stitched mug die. And this was the last of the, maybe there's a couple more of these enamel stickers, but another enamel sticker, the thanks sentiment. And this time I did use my gold marker on the shadow piece to give that a little bit of shine. Very simple design here. But I like the mug with this color and with the fall leaves in the background. We've got some stitching around the outside. And this one is just a card front for now. It still needs attached to a base. But for the next three, you're going to see a very similar design, but I changed it up a little bit. So now I put the thanks on top of the mug, and I decided to, well, let's see, I'll compare them for you. Instead of doing the stitching around the outside, there's no stitching, and then we have this faint cream. It's almost like a dusty pink cardstock in the background. I didn't want to go with white with the cardstock here. With the craft cardstock here. And then I also added these cute little bows. These were included in the sampler. These were included in the card making event that I did with SCT a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have a chance to use them, but I thought that they balanced out these cups really nicely, since the cups have the handle on the left side, so I thought that the bow balanced them out nicely on the right hand side. And I had fun deciding which patterns to put together for these, and these are all top folding thank you cards. These are all going to be going out to people. Oh no, this one's upside down. How many of you have done that before? Whoops. Anyway, they're all going to go out to people who attended our engagement party last weekend. Okay, more thank you cards. Now, these were really fun to make. The stamp set that was included was from Fawn. It had these cute little feathers, and I thought it would be really fun to stamp them onto the watercolor wishes paper and then fussy cut them out. So I used the purple paper for that, and then I used a different sketch from the SCT website to come up with this design. So we've got the 3 different strips on each one from the watercolor wishes paper, the thanks die from that event that I did a couple of weeks ago, and then I did put some Nouveau drops on here just for a little embellishment. But I was really happy with the way these came out, and they're all just a little bit different, but same basic design on these. For my last projects, I have a couple of cute little tags here. I liked this made with love for a tag because I can attach this to a homemade gift. And I thought this bird was so cute on this paper. I had set him on this tag at the very beginning, and I couldn't get it out of my mind that that's where I wanted him. So this will make a great tag for a homemade gift. I liked paper piecing some of my scraps onto this tag here, again for a gift that I can use in the future. And then I had a bunch of paper left, and there really were no more embellishments to use. No sentiments, no embellishments. So I thought I would just make some card front bases, I guess. So things that I could continue to embellish and put sentiments on and stuff. But I felt like I would be cheating if I pulled a bunch of stuff out of my stash to finish these. So I have these ready to go and add stuff to them in the future. They'll make a quick card when I can add a big image, maybe a stamped image, maybe some florals, and a nice little sentiment. So that's what I did with the rest of the sampler. If you've watched my videos before, you know it's my goal to use up as much of the sampler as possible. So here are all the scraps that are left after all of that. And I know I could keep going, but at some point I just got to cut it off. I have to say that's enough. Like I said, there weren't any more embellishments or sentiments. So I'm going to keep a couple of these scraps. Like I can keep these ones, but the rest of this is just going to go into the trash. And I feel pretty good about how many projects I was able to get from this month's sampler. All right, so we have 4 plain card fronts, 2 tags. We have 4 of these thank you cards with the feathers, 4 thank you cards with the coffee cup. We have a couple of mini slimlines, and then these ones are all a little bit different. Well, that's a lot of projects. That's over 20 projects from this one sampler. And as always, I had a great time creating with it. It really pushes my creativity to limit myself to the supplies that are in the sampler, with just the addition of a few dies and colored cardstocks. But it's just something different. It's different than going into my craft room and saying, okay, make something, and I've got thousands of choices. With the sampler, I have a limited amount of stuff, and I know my goal is to use as much as possible and make as many things as I can. And every month I'd feel like it gets a little bit easier every time to just make. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed my projects and they've inspired you to make something of your own. Until next time, go make something beautiful.